Jeffrey?
So I was sitting here listening to some of these stories and reflecting on how life happens and it's unexpected, and then it leads us in a new direction, and then blessings and new things emerge from that. And so once upon a time I was living in an ashram called Kripalu, which is in the Berkshires, and I was having a secret relationship that got found out, and I got kicked out of that community for having sex. I know, can you believe it? Can you believe I have sex? I had sex. I have sex. And so, true, yeah, yeah. God bless them. And so I got exiled to Sumney Town, which is in Pennsylvania. That's where all those people went. And while I was there, it was Earth Day, and I heard about the outdoor leadership program in Greenfield, Massachusetts. And so I called Larry and interviewed to be a student of that year-long program. And he said, yes, please come. So I drove across country back to California and then came here in the winter. And I remember I was in a Ford Fairmont. It was my grandfather's really ugly looking car, and learning how to do donuts in the parking lot of Greenfield College. But when I got here, I was blessed with living in, I don't know what it was called, but a little cabin in back of the lodge. And this was, the chicken coop. I think it was the chicken coop. Chicken coop. And I it's a miracle that I'm here, actually, because one night in the middle of the winter, I wake up freezing cold but choking on smoke, and it took me a few moments to come to and realize that there was smoke coming from the fire. And what I didn't know was that when you light a fire, you need to not have the wood stove on the wood floor. And so what was happening is that literally I was burning the fire, the floor from the fire. So I got out and I went under with my flashlight, and I literally saw the joist was half burned, still smoking. So I went and got a spray bottle and put out the fire. And so you can go today, if it's still there, and see the burned out joist. Yeah, but also this is the place that I had my first kiss with my beloved heart, in Pam's bedroom. In Pam's bedroom. On Pam's bedroom. Pam wasn't there. And that was the beginning of this 30-year union with Heart that has been just the, I have to say, the greatest blessing that has come from my time at Earthlands.
You weren't kicked out?
There's more to that story that you could ask later. But the other key element of my experience here is the breath work and the Gender Beyond the Veil workshops. We went to a depth of intimacy and connection and spirit that is the most holy experiences I believe that I've ever had with many of you in this space. And that has informed the work that I do in the world today. And so all of the ways in which we have contributed and layered our understanding, our depth of understanding, is rippling out into the world in new and different ways. And so just deep gratitude for the ways in which that we can hold in true intimacy. So deep gratitude. Thank you. Thank you.
We would like to ask if Bart and Kate are here.
They had to go home.
Okay.
Well, Bart and Kate now own the Whitney place. Oh. And they are starting, and they've got approval for a medical marijuana farm. It's going to be right there, and they are beautiful. They're trained in permaculture, and they are so excited to be here. And they brought flowers for us, so They're beautiful neighbors. I can call them up. We need a tractor, Bart, and he's over here. So it sees what's happening, and I have a right of first refusal on every square inch of this, and I had to approve them in order to go. So I interviewed them and said, what's about this? And yes, they are keepers. They're beautiful people, and they're part of our community.
I just have one logistics. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So real quick, so Larry, at least, and maybe others, have put out a lot of money for this food and for some other logistics. And so we are asking for people, if you're able or willing to contribute something towards that cost, because it was some thousands of dollars. And there will be a basket. You could give the money to Hart or me or Larry, or there will be a basket. There's also these envelopes, so you could also make a pledge if you don't have it right now. That would be really appreciated. Thank you so much.
So one thing you get by being a Friends of the University of Vermont, one thing you get is you have 2 nights you can stay here free of charge. You only have to work 3 hours a day, though. But yes, thank you.
Where's the basket?
The basket will be there, but rain slowed the basket from coming. But we'll get it.
Yeah, so next we wanted to invite Hart to come up and share from her heart whatever she'd like to. And I think of Hart now as the matriarch of our whole community.
I'm not that old.
Oh my God.
She's the best hugger.
Oh my, wow. I always talk so low. This is really exciting. Thank you so much. Ceci brought me here. She called and said, I've just walked on the most beautiful land that I have ever seen in my life. You're coming. And I was like, okay, I'll see you there.
And Toronto Road. We came here with Toronto Road.
You did? I did? Well, Toronto Rose forgive me. She has so much to forgive me for. All right? You know, let's not. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful sharing that everybody gave. And I'm usually a very funny person. So I just want you to know. Stop it. No, but I don't, you know, like the mood, it has to be authentic, you know, just when you come out with these kind of quick jokes and stuff. And really, I'm just so moved by the memories and by what so many of my brothers and sisters have shared today, the depth and the joy and the struggle. And I guess I'm just going to start really quickly, Larry, just to say to you, put your crap down. This is not business as usual. Right now, we're concentrating on me because I'm so nervous. I need all your support. I'm a very shy person. So I cannot tell you how many times I have told Larry, give it up already. Give it up. You're working yourself to death, and I love you too much to see you struggle the way you have to hold this together. And I'm sure if it wasn't for you, Katya, he still wouldn't have listened to me, because nothing could change this man's commitment. And I don't know what that inner sanctity and sacredness that you received. I know we all receive it in different ways, and our commitment to that is our commitment. It's very personal. But the fact that you were able to do that, have this personal upwelling of spirit come through you, and refused with all of your compatriots that were marching with you and saying, we've had enough, it's too hard, it's not going to happen. You just smiled and walked away, probably like, you probably did a little bit of that. I don't know. I've never seen you quite like that. But honestly, that is just so that's why we came, because we're in between two big events. This is a sandwich part of it. This is the juice of it. So I don't think I just want to honor that in you. And of course the land is beautiful and the people are beautiful, but what really strikes me now, Jeffrey, you kind of shared a moment of that. In case you don't know it, I'm Hart, and that Jeffrey's talking about his wife.
Thank you for the clarity.
Thank you so much. Oh, I have a name tag. I have a name tag. So the thing of it is for me is that, you know, here we are in Petersham on planet Earth, but planet Earth is planet Earth. It's interconnected to every other part of planet Earth. And humans are sitting in this room, humans that have dedicated and been privileged enough to learn about the connectedness of the universe, the Earth, humanity, the animals, and how can we live together in peace. Without all those connections, it's not going to happen. And the way that you all are here today, and we all are here today, connecting to this particular sense of place, which Larry talks a lot about. I've never heard that before. I'm from the Bronx, New York. This was all foreign, Billy. I'm with you 100% to me. And so to just kind of put it in a larger context, that same power that is here is everywhere. It's under the concrete in New York City. And all of the humans that are in this room that have a love for that may have it and be filled with some kind of urgency and not know that it is that interconnection. So they call it something else. Maybe they call it animal rights, or maybe they call it, you know, LGBTQ freedom, or maybe they call it racial justice, and maybe they call it, but we're all yearning for that oneness, that we know that we are a part of the magic and miracle of life. And I don't know anyone, or I don't believe anyone that says, I know it all, and this is what you should do. And I think that's the beauty of what happened with us as we scattered to and fro after we lived together for that length of time where we didn't think we could live without each other. Well, we never can live without each other anyway, because we all are each other. And we are living with, how many billions of people are on the planet, or millions? Oh, that's a lot. I mean, I know people complain about that too. All right, so there are those people too. Good point. So, you know, for me, that the fact that we have gone to and fro and around the world, so many activists in many different areas are out there doing the same thing. And to acknowledge that and to understand that we're not all going to do that. We're not all going to come to Earthlands and make everything better. But the beauty of this gathering is that we are here making it better, and that we're hearing from one another, and we're sharing with one another. And as time goes by, those ripples, as several people have said already, are already gone out. I mean, I've learned so much from so many people in my travels, and no matter what they looked like, and no matter what they were doing, I realized each time that I grew from that. And that is that connection to the sacred, to the spirit, to the stars, to the earth, to my brothers and sisters, is the fuel that keeps me as young as I am. I am 103 years old.
Great.
Thank you. And then lastly, I have to say that I've never heard my husband speak of me so wonderfully. So I'm really glad I came today, because I mean, he's not a public speaker about me. I mean, really, no, that is another miracle, to be you know, ageless in a sense, to be healthy, to be able to know that the power of this universe that created this, however the hell it happened, is in each of us because we are it, is to get the victory over all the things that hold us back, because there is nothing holding us back but ourselves, and are taking everything personally. And that is it. This is not a personal experience. We are connected, period. And so let's use each other. We're ladders for one another. Just, you know, that's all I can say. Hearty appetite.
Part of what you need to hear is what's the next chapter. And I want to invite 3 people to share a snippet of that. One is Artemis, the other is Jupong, and then Brother North Star. So let's give them, because they are the future. They're who are coming here. And so I want to... There's a bowl. People have to start to pass things around. This is the folder, but listen to these 3 folks, please. Okay, folks, here we go.
It is a profound honor to be part of this gathering, and I was here on this land in 1979 in a teepee right there, according to the map. Where in relation to it?
Yeah, right in the first parking lot. That was his teaching.
And my introduction to Larry was from my grandfather, Waitstill Sharp, who was a Unitarian minister who, with my grandmother, went to Europe and saved many Jews from the Holocaust, and retired in his final Unitarian chapter in Petersham. He became friends with the Buell family, I was looking for a piece of land to live on in a teepee and to start my own course of study, which I called Sense of Self, Sense of Place. And it led to a lifetime devotion toward learning about nature and living in nature and being deliberate in nature. And that also led me to 10 years of leading Vision Quests and being led by Native elders in Vision Quest, Lakota in particular, but other tribes as well. Going into the natural world, being buried alive in the earth, and seeking a vision for my life. And my native name is Love with All My Heart. That's my name. That's it. And when I came home to New York City and announced that to my mom and dad, they were like, here's some deodorant, and you can use a local barber. And I was like, no, I smell perfectly. You guys have too much cologne on, too focused on the superficial. And through that relationship with Larry in 1979, we have built a new institution together called Learning to Learn University, which is in partnership with University of the Wild and UMass, to create opportunities for anyone to learn anything you want to learn with a mentor, and to also be a mentor to others who want to learn from you. It's very democratic. If you want credit, it costs a little bit of money to get credit UMass, but it's free, essentially. And this is the way I learned at Hampshire College, which is I declared my vision for learning, I wrote a contract, I found a mentor, and we were off and going. And then over time, we'd evaluate. Did I learn that? What do I need to learn next? And I'm still on that journey now. I'm kind of on my 5th divisions of learning. So this is my last chapter of what I want to die for, is this notion of a democratic movement in education that empowers someone in India to meet someone in Germany and build a relationship without some institutional power telling them they can't do that or they can do that. To allow billions and billions of connections around the world that will empower people to live by their goals and their dreams. And Larry has been a founding board member of this enterprise. And really, we invite all of you to consider joining in whatever way you would like. And it's really an adventure of the heart and the spirit. And in relation to this place, it feels like this is one of our homes. Yeah, because this is where I started my young career 42 years ago, 44 years ago, I'm counting. And it's going to go for thousands more. So thank you so much for having me here, and thank you very much for your...
The connection to Artemis and the Dukowski family, we have Jaya, who went to Hampshire College, right? There's a connection. And we have when Brad Heisen, and I didn't recognize Brad doing so much work to get Earth Alive here, but Brad said, you know the Dukowskis? And here they are, and he was in Rhode Island. So there's so many connections This interconnection is so beautiful. So
And
thank you.
also Susan went to Hampshire College.